Hey, good morning, guys. How are you doing? I just want to do this quick video before I run out. And I just wanted to talk about what most people don't talk about, the after effects of caregiving, the aftermath, right? Because when you're long-term caregiving, you really focus in tunnel. You have tunnel vision focus because you're doing so much. You're taking care of your own life, your family's life, and maybe and the caregiver, right? So you're tunnel vision focus. You're not really realizing what's going on. Now, don't think that this video is just for older people, caregivers that are taking care of chronically sick individuals, and you may be single or young, and so this doesn't apply to you. It does apply to you because at one point in your life, you are either going to be a caregiver or someone's going to be caring for you. Also, if you have kids, it's a form of caregiver. So you want to stay tuned and listen, right? So, the after effects of caregiving, right? As we talked about in other videos, when you're caregiving, your stress levels are high. They're on high, and your hormones are constantly putting out hormones, cortisol, adrenaline, all these different things. And when it's a long-term chronic, it's not coming down. So your body is staying at that level, and it's causing physiological changes in your body. And if it doesn't subside, it leads to chronic disease. So I want to give an illustration of like a car accident or some kind of serious event, uh, like some kind of serious accident or something going on, right? In the midst of it, you are in this really bad car accident. So you're trying to get out of the car, you're trying to get out the accident, or you're trying to help others out the accident. Your adrenaline is high, your cortisol is high, you are in fight or flight mode. Your body isn't going through all those processes, right? The blood is moving away from the body, your heart is beating faster, and it moves from your body, it moves to your limbs so you can run, fight, or whatever. So everything's on high. And so then they transport everyone to the ER. And then when you get there, you have to look down and you realize you're injured. All that time when you were in that state, you didn't even realize you were injured. And that's the same thing that happens with caregiving. You are so tunnel focused. You are so doing this, doing that, taking care of this, taking care of that. You are not realizing that you're injured. So after you've gone through this long caregiving event, either because your caregiver has recovered and is on the way to full recovery, or unfortunately maybe they passed away and your caregiving has stopped, right? And then that's when it hits you. It all hits you. Your body has been on that level so high. Now it's over. But because you've been at that level so high, now you've developed some kind of chronic illness, maybe some mental illness like depression, a host of things. Caregivers, they are more likely, studies have shown that caregivers have more diagnoses of chronic health conditions than non-caregivers because of the stress of caregiving. And so you look around and now you've got these chronic health conditions, and now you have to be running to the doctors. Now you are the caregiver, or you're dealing with some stuff for the aftermath. And so for me, at the end of my caregiving, that's what happened to me. I was burnt out. I crashed, and I felt it in my mental health. I felt it in my physical health. And I needed to heal. I needed to heal. But the one thing that saved me was my whole food plant-based diet. That is what saved me, I believe, because as I told you, I had pre-hypertension, pre-diabetes, all those things. Had I not changed my diet, who knows where I would have been after that long-term caregiving stint, right? So, I was dealing with depression, I had chronic fatigue, and I didn't have any health conditions. My numbers were still good, but I was just not feeling, it just hit me like a brick. But I credit my whole food plant-based diet for helping me to be able to recuperate quickly and to get back, you know, back to a healthy condition. I didn't have a chronic health issue, so I was able to rebound quicker. And during that caregiving process, a plant-based diet is not the answer to all things. You have to make other lifestyle changes. You know, you have to change your mindset. It's a whole lot of things. But at that time, I didn't have the information and knowledge I have now. I didn't have the mindset I have now. So during that time, I wasn't exercising consistently, and I wasn't doing other lifestyle things that would have really helped me. I wasn't doing those either. But the plant-based diet, I was on it. And I stuck to it, and that's what really helped me. And what I had to do, because I didn't have a coach then, I had to learn all this stuff on my own. And so it takes longer when you're trying to do it on your own. But I did it. I did the research. I learned how to cook the plant-based foods and things like that. And what I had to learn was what to eat and how to eat, And so that was a process, and I did it, right? And one thing I had to do, I had to learn how to read food labels, because when you're a caregiver, you don't always have time to cook, right? Sometimes you have to eat some processed foods, but you want to eat minimally processed foods. And if you don't know how to correctly read food labels, you are done for. You'll develop chronic illness if you're constantly eating that processed food and you don't know how to properly read your food labels. Now, people may say, I know how to read food labels, right? We look at the nutritional facts. There we find how much fat is in the package, how much sugar, how much sodium, how many calories, and we read that and say, I got this, right? But there's so much more to that label that's missing, and it's not visible to the naked eye. There's things on there that's not visibly on there, but it's not on there, but it's in there, okay? And so you need to know how to properly read the food labels, not just the nutritional facts. You gotta know what's going on with the front of the label, the back of the label, a lot of things. And I had to learn that, and that made it made an impact on my health and my diet, and it can make a huge impact on yours as well. And that's why I am inviting you to my masterclass, where I was going to show you how to properly read your food labels, and so that you can have that major impact on your health. It's so important. And that class is going to be I'm going to hold it on Wednesday, March 19th at 7 p.m. Eastern, and I hope to see you there. For further details, to register, the link is in the description. And take your health seriously. What are you putting inside your body? Knowledge is power, and you need to really know what you're eating, how to eat the food, so that you can maintain optimal health, especially if you are a long-term caregiver. So you guys, I hope to see you at the class. And you know what you got to do. You got to have an amazing day on purpose. Be intentional about having a good day. All right. Take care.